everybody, my name is Lte 5Mhz. I'm part of Idea 4G team. I'm the 4G lead for Idea Cellular. Today we are going to discuss the uplink 64 QAM scenario in a Lte 5 MHz network. So what I have got here is on the screen QCAT, which is the Qualcomm parser tool for Qualcomm log file. I've got a log file which I've already got open, which is on a 5 MHz system, and it contains the 64 QAM samples. So this video is intended for my fellow colleagues to look at how do we analyze whether the 64 QAM is being used by UE or not. So one of the prime requirement for 64 QAM is that the UE has to be category 5 UE. Now, as we all know that category 5 UEs are a bit rare to find. So we have got a test UE which can emulate category 12 characteristics. So this log file was taken on a ZT system with software load of LR13 on LTE RAN of ZT. Okay, so let's start to go through the various messages. So UE first requested the RRC connection request, and as part of the connection request process we know that UE capability is asked. So here you can see that UE capability is being asked by system for EUTRA, GRAN and CDMA. Now the next message, which is UE capability information, is of most important. So it will contain the UE capability RAT container, and as part of this RAT container in this debug tool the EUTRA capability is deciphered. So I will go towards the end where the most important factors are. So in this extensions, in this extensions we'll come to know about what are the UE capabilities. Now this UE is reporting as a release 11 UE. Frequency band R11 supported, UE category release 11. Now this release 11 UE is also essentially a release 12 UE, and here for each of the supported band it is reporting the support of the 256 QAM and uplink 64 QAM. Now when we look through the 3GPP standard, which is nothing but 36306, what I've got here is release 13 specification. So one second. So downlink category 1 is this, which can support up to 4 layer. This is for downlink, and we should have a similar capability for uplink. And table 4.1.2 explains the uplink capability. Now let's look at something very closely. So here what we are saying is 16 uplink QAM altwares supported and downlink 64 QAM supported. Let's look at any other important thing which is there. So this is 10. So these were the 3 bands which was set: band 3, band 40 and band 7. And in the end, when the capabilities are given, this is for these 3 bands itself. What is important is that downlink release 12 category is 11 and the uplink capability is release 5. Now in 36306 you can see the uplink capability is cat 5, which is capable of 75 Mbps, and yes, it supports 64 QAM. So this way we can find out whether the UE is capable of 64 QAM or not, and you can see here that only cat 5 and cat 8 are the UEs which can support 64 QAM. Rest all is not supposed to support 64 QAM. Let's go back to the messages. So this was as part of UE capability information, and finally when the RRC connection reconfiguration is happening, when the default mirror is getting activated, you will see that the DCI information is being passed on. This DCI information will contain the MCS values, CQI values, and the modulation which is being used. So what I have done here is I have copied this local because it is a bit wrapped up. So I have copied this trace into a text into a Notepad Plus. You can see here that for this, as long as the MCS index is this, you can see that the 64 km is being used, and if the MCS index is lower than 20, then 16 km will be used. So in this there are two transport blocks where 64 km was used. Let's look at another sample in the bottom one. So here we have got 23. So let me copy this. So you can see that the MCS is 25, which is more than 20. So all the things are 64 km. Now ZT system has in the current release, it is that if the MCS is more than 20, then only 64 km is used, otherwise 16 km will be used in the uplink. So let's look through some more samples. So let's go down. So it is all 27, so I'll ignore that for time being. 28. And let's look through some samples where there is mix. Okay, so this one, Control C. Okay, so wherever it's less than 20 km, you will see that 16 km is being used, and wherever it is more than 20, you will see 64 km is being used. So this is how one can decide whether the 64 km is being used in a log file or in a system or not. This completes my session for today.